move my mouse out of the way because I won't be needing it. Okay, here we go. Do this. I'm going to set up my phone. Set up my phone quickly. One second. I'm going to turn up the gain. Is that better? You might hear a little bit of a background muffle as I do this because I'm in the basement right now. Okay, that's that. I hope we fixed the audio. I hope this fixed it. I got my nice mic hooked up for once. I got everything all set up. Okay, there we go. All right, I am hoping this fixes some of the problems we had the first time. Finally home. Was at work today. Figured beforehand I wanted to stream, but then I realized, oh shit, I didn't even have my audio turned on the first time. I'm going to turn down the sound quickly. Here we go. All right. I finished all this. Okay. All right. Better quality. Okay, so we are going to sortie, and we are going to attack the dam with hopefully some better weapon, with some better gear assembly. Okay, we're gonna go here. And special shotgun developed by RID. Strictly speaking, this unique weapon is not a true shotgun, as its area of attack is by firing individual projectiles from multiple barrels simultaneously. Weird. Okay. I'll have to give it a shot. Also, that's another gun I haven't fully tried yet. Do this one. And we are going to use. Oh, whoops. Let's see here. There we go. Here we go. There we go. Let's go. Let's try to get A rank at least on this level. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I hope the stream's good quality for you guys. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. Okay. Tried the shotgun. I didn't like it. I tried that shotgun, and I did not like it. All right. Let's see. Part shop. Hmm. All right. Let's see. Okay. And okay. Trying to get A rank on this one. Yeah, I hope the stream is better quality for you guys now. And you can actually hear my voice. Go. There we go. Okay, come on. Waha! Bring it up. Whee! There we go. Come on, bring it. Bring it. Whee! Yay! We got A rank. Finally. I feel better about myself. And we are going to do this one. Because I finally learned the trick how to deal with the freaking stealth guys, and I feel really, really dumb about it. I can't hear the game. Also, hello, fellow Raven. Yeah. I turned down the game audio, mainly because it was really loud on my end. I can turn it up in a second as soon as the level starts. As soon as the level starts, we'll do this. Okay. Stealth this. Okay, so system. Let me know if the if just increasing the game audio will actually help, because I turned it up, so maybe it'll be better for you if I change that. Let me know if it's different though. There we go. Eat shit. I totally forgot that you have the little radar pulse. Oh, his little buddy's gone. Okay. two of them this time. Ow. There we go. This is actually a lot better. There we go. Okay. Doing a lot better than last time. Can't wait for you to get into New Game Plus Plus. Yeah, I'm excited for that stuff because I like to get into like the alternate endings and whatnot. This is just I'm just on the first playthrough, so. Ow, son of a. I didn't mean to press the repair kit. Shit. Asshole. Got him. Okay. It's alright. I'll finish the. I know that I'm not gonna get a good rank with the using the repair kit, but I'm gonna still complete this for the credits. Come on. Drop, drop. Son of a. I hate this. I hate this part. I hate this. There we go. I see you, bastard. I see you, bastard. Ow. Here we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. C rank. That's awful. That is awful. I don't like dealing with those stealth guys. Uh, yeah. Okay. Another sip of my drink. Okay. All right. But yeah, if you guys uh, want, there is a code for my for an emblem that I created. It's only for PC though. So any of you guys are playing this game on PC, use the code and you can add the add Avalanche's pilot emblem to your to your AC. All right, there we go. There we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. That's one. Whee! Do, 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 do. Boing, 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 boing. Boing. All right, here we go. I don't like dealing with this mini boss. He's really annoying. I don't like you, Sula. You were very annoying. I'm gonna keep my distance with this guy. Yeah, keep my distance with this guy, because I don't like him. I don't freaking like him. Ow. Okay. Ah, I've got him. Whee! I got him. Boing. Boing. Whee! Alright. Time for the next boss. We're gonna get the supply thing. Beep, 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 boo. Whee! Let's just get in the center of that big explosion. Yeah. Ow. I gotta say, Balteus is an amazing boss. Like, as a design and just like how it moves and how it attacks is incredible. Ow, I'm so dead. You wanna fight me? Let's fight in the air. Ah, we're dead. Damn. That was fun though. That was really fun though. I might change my weapons though. I'll change my rifle. Um, yeah, I do like this one. I love the Curtis. Dual wielding them is so fun. Um, gonna keep this one though. As for I'm gonna throw on one of these. And what I've learned, plasma weapons are your best friend for this boss. Yeah, plasma weapons are really good. Yeah, they're just the unfortunate thing though is that they have really high spread, and they don't allow, and it's very hard for you to keep your distance from the boss. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep we'll keep the missiles, but we'll restart the mission. All right. Sure, Walter. I will handle it. And by handle it, I mean blow the shit out of him. Do. Unless you have a Kurosawa and the Nebula. Here we go. Okay, that's one down. Yeah, but it's like I find that they always have an issue with range, like not like spread, but like you know what I mean. Like I'm talking about the plasma gun, like not the missiles, but the gun. Ow. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm still learning this game, so Sala's infamous for armored core maybe how much damage you can dish out. Understood. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not super high rank. I suck at this game, honestly. There we go. Okay, we got him. I'm mainly replaying levels so that I can unlock stuff before I get into like the higher things, because I want to have all the stuff so I can actually try it out and use it when I need it. Whee! Well, I never had a PlayStation, so I'll never be able. I won't like. I have a PlayStation 4, but I never played the other Armored Core games. Um, but doing my research into like the lore and stuff, it seems it seems pretty fun. All right. Ow! Ow! Ah, I'm dead. It sucked. Well, because of your recommendation, I will use pulse weapons. Now, let me see. Pulse gun. I'm gonna keep we're gonna dual wield these. We'll have two. We'll have the missile launchers for pulse, and then we'll have the missile launchers for tracking. Because we have to deal with the other mini boss before we can deal with him. Go. Boing. $78. He said the Gundam number. Everybody, he said the Gundam number. Yeah, but doesn't that by starting from the checkpoint decrease your ranking at the end? Join the Geiger videos. Hope to hear about this now. Yeah, yeah. This. Thank you for tuning in, WebFox. Yeah, Geiger like is Geiger to me is like going through it and re-experience and learning about it and experiencing it myself, it's um it's really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff about Gundam in general, and I really enjoyed the stuff I've been able to show you guys, because it makes me really happy to find something that really speaks to me. Not really. It doesn't decrease your thing. I always thought it did. I thought it decreased your ranking if you restarted from the checkpoint. Yeah, I believe it's like I read that it decreases your ranking, like your final ranking on the level of like your A, B, C, or S rank. I'm trying to at least get A rank on all this stuff. I'm nowhere near as good for S. 1 second. I gotta scratch my nose. Ah. Ow. Ow. There we go. Got him. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need those. I'm gonna need that resupply. Boing. Boing. All right, here we go. Yeah, you can kick the target. Yeah. Ah, I didn't get. I should have ran away. Oh, shit. Shit, shit, shit. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, I'll restart the checkpoint. Just to do it. Just to finish this so I can get the credits and buy some shit. No, I'm restarting the checkpoint. Aha. Ow. And we're dead. Yeah, let's just... Yeah. Okay, you know what? Because I'm pissed. Because I am freaking pissed. Let's just... Let's just go absolutely nuts. Second. Okay. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm gonna finally kill this thing. Ah, didn't... Not far enough. We are probably gonna die again, but... Who won? Who won? Oh, we both killed each other. We both killed each other. Oh my god, we we both killed each other. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. We both killed each other at the same time. Oh, that's great. That was funny. That was really funny. I know. We were so close. We were just getting freaking like murdered. Ah, we keep getting so close to this thing. And we are getting murdered again. We are just getting murdered. Ah, we're dead again. Okay. We should change our strategy up a little bit. Um, Minigun can go. We're not here to do. We're just gonna do a lot of close range stuff. We're just gonna dual wield plasma guns and. Yeah, that's always my problem. It's all right. It's all right. Ow! I dodged that shit. Ah, we're dead again. It's those incendiary weapons. Okay, let's see. Um, Honestly, we're just gonna go back to my traditional loadout because this is what I feel comfortable with using. Like, as much as I want to beat this guy, I also want to use the guns that I feel that I enjoy using. Second, my nose again. Ah, ow. No, no. There we go. Yay! This time we actually made it past the freaking pulse. But this time we're getting murdered. I felt so confident. Yeah, we're getting smoked again. Even my favorite loadout didn't do anything. Nah, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna change one of these weapons to something else. Just because I want the extra damage. Got freaking smoked at the start. Ah, no. Oh my god, that was awful. I'm having a hilarious time right now. That was hilarious. I just got instantly murdered. Ow. I know, I didn't even last a second. That's better. There we go. Free eat shit. Shit. Yeah. I like it that it has a like a Kshatriya kind of head. It's got that big point on the back of its head. Yes, I do. Jesus Christ. Well, what was it? Because apparently the sky's on fire now. Oh no, she changed the skybox. Are you telling me that Doomsday is coming? The skybox is changing? D rank! Yay, D rank! Let's go, D rank. Oh, that was awful. I don't want to touch that boss fight for a while. That was awful. Okay. Let's just like look here. Okay, so alright, we're gonna alright, so for this one, I know that the boss needs more the boss for this guy needs lots of like explosives. So we're gonna switch over to songbirds. And songbirds and these ones. Yeah, more DACA. More DACA! Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Ah, yes, Rummy. I'm gonna smoke this. I'm gonna smoke this loser. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke you, Rummy. Curious, do they have like a Discord server planning to make one? I'm contemplating a Discord server. Um, but not um like maybe some point in the future, but I I don't feel like doing making one right now. But eventually I will make one. I will make one, but I just don't have I'm currently doing a lot of stuff right now and I don't it's not really on my plate at the moment. There we go. Okay. Go get them new type. Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna do this. We'll do this. Ow. Okay, there we go. Okay. Those old types have been nothing on a space noid. I don't know. Afarachi is technically an Earth noid. he was born in space, but he was raised on Earth. And if you're wondering, yes, Afarachi was born in was when he was cloned. He was he was created in space, but he was raised on the island. Ow! Yes, yes, I'm aiming for your face. I'm aiming for your face. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's some damage. Let's go. You're just getting into Geiger? Huge fan of the UC timeline? Yeah. I'm a very big fan of the UC timeline. It's just, you know, a good, solid universe. Let's get him. Got him. Zeta is where you're more a fan of? I love Zeta. Zeta is really good. Um, my first exposure to the UC timeline was well, technically it was um my first my story with Gundam is a little unique because it didn't really kick in until I was in high school. But it was always in my peripheral um, up until all the way back until when I was a kid. Gundam Sentinel. I've been meaning to read Gundam Sentinel because it's actually on my plate as what I might possibly cover after Gaia Gear. Um, it may not be the thing I do directly next, but Sentinel might be one of those next big things. Um, but I might do some smaller stuff in between Gaia Gear and Gundam Sentinel. But I feel like the next big one to sort of like talk about is that one, because people know like people love the mobile suit designs. People know the legal story about it, the whole debate about who owns the rights to it. Um, but nobody actually really knows the actual story. Just finishing listening to all your your audio drama, and I'm now a fan. Your channel is great for. Yeah, I wanted to I wanted to do a YouTube like when it comes to Gundam and Gundam stories. I love the UC timeline. It's my favorite timeline. It's my favorite universe and narrative of Gundam. And when it comes to things like um, really obscure like stories that people don't really pay enough attention to, those are the kinds of things that really draw my attention because I all my life I've been obsessed. I've been uh, really drawn to obscure little stories about little characters that have their own little place in the world. Um, and Gaia Gear, I knew about Gaia Gear when I first started Gundam, just doing my casual research into the wikis and whatnot. Um, but when it came to actually experiencing it, I've only experienced Gaia Gear probably over the past like 3 years, I'd say. Um, and the first time I listened to the radio drama, I didn't really like fully comprehend everything. But while researching my stuff for my videos, I was like for my first video, my first essay, it really sparked like a new bit of intrigue into the obscure, and I feel Gaia Gear kind of got brushed like it definitely got brushed under the rug by everyone, um, when clearly it's something way deeper than we actually realize. It has some very interesting commentary on Gundam stories and just like the way Gundam is written, and it also just like the fact that it involves characters who are one who is one technically two who are direct descendants of past characters, and the fact that the story concludes a lot of important key story arcs if you look at them. um, it's amazing that people don't know that this story exists because clearly it has the potential to be a really um, like uh, impactful, like emotionally impactful conclusion to Gundam as a whole. And yeah, you have things like Turn A and Gundam Unicorn and Victory Gundam, but those stories, um, they don't address the key core elements of the actual Gundam story. The whole debate between Amuro and Char, the new type philosophy, whether or not it's actually important or not, and the whole conflict between Space Noids and the Federation. It really it has a lot of very interesting stuff that I really find incredible. But yes, that is that's me going off on a little bit of a tangent on just like how much I love this story. Yeah, it really does draw you in. It's interesting to look at it's also interesting to look at the two versions of the story. There's the two versions of Gaia Gear, the two main versions. There's the radio drama and the novels. The radio drama is what I prefer as the actual proper ending, but the novels more act as like it was Tomino's like original version of it. Um, he goes on a bit of a tirade in his books. I personally haven't been able to actually read the books, but from what I've been able to research about them, they're very there's a big reason why the books haven't been adapted into an anime. It's because there's a lot of um, very yeesh topics covered in the books. A lot of stuff that gets downplayed in the radio drama. There's a lot of stuff about um, mental health, mental problems, abuse. There's a lot of stuff about um, there's even stuff like stuff about there's a lot of stuff about Nazis in it, um, which and uh, and white supremacy and all that kind of stuff, like racial supremacy. It's very yeesh. That's not something I see happening in Gundam or something that's going to get animated anytime soon. But as for the radio drama is actually a very very solid story. It just needs a lot of the stuff from the novels to help give it context because it once again it's all audio. Um, yeah, yeah, man, yeah. Uh, for Hathaway, Manhunters are shown. Yes. When I was doing my thing and analyzing the Manhunters, and it's like I I I realized that the only way they could be the way that they are is because of what happened to the Manhunters in Hathaway and the stuff that happened in uh um like the stuff that happened with Londo Bell and Captain Bright and his son getting killed and stuff like that. Because the only way that the Manhunters could have the level of power that they have in Gaia Gear is, and because they don't have a space force of their own, the only way that they could possibly have this level of like control over the colonies at this point is if they absorb part of the EFSF, and in that case, it would be the Londo Bell forces because Londo Bell does technically exist, in the eras of F91 and Victory, but they're just like really diminished. Late UC is very underappreciated. Um, Late UC is um like it's it's a bit of a jumbled mess with Late UC because you have some really fun stories like Crossbone. You have some really good stories, but also for like ones like Gaia Gear that get brushed under the rug. Then you get stories like F91, which are incomplete. Victory, which judging by the source, that you'll learn that Tomino didn't exactly enjoy creating that story because Sunrise kind of forced its hand with that one. Hence why Victory is so dark. And then you have like G Savior, and G Savior is just like a piece of crap. It will never bring mankind. Yeah, relics of the past. They'll never bring mankind prosperity. Yeah, the little late you see is a very jumbled mess at times. And I think it gets a lot of bad reputation because of all the big things that happen to it, mainly F91, Victory, and G Savior. When clearly there are things that has the potential to be a an interesting era in Gundam, but unfortunately some parts of it are underdeveloped and some parts are brushed under the rug, which is very unfortunate. Let's start a mission. I think it's time to start a mission. You know, I've talked a lot. I'm glad you guys are all sitting here and listening to me because I like to. in real life, I like to ramble to myself about this stuff, and you know, it's nice to have people to you know, sort of gauge the general vibe on. That'll do. Okay. Did you hear about the side story when Xeon won? It was the best for the UC timeline. Um, remind me what the title of that one is because I may or may not know about it. Because if I know the title of it, I might know what story you're talking about. From what I've seen, the G Savior PS2 game is really good, which is interesting because of how the bad. Well, actually, the G Savior video game takes place after the movie. Um, it actually plays a lot like Armored Core right here. But it's a much more simpler game. It's a sequel to the movie. Um, uh, luckily, one of the guys in the comments, I was really happy to hear from somebody I didn't expect, Wacky Modder 82, because I actually watched some of his content in my early years of being a Gundam fan, and he said that the books of G Savior are much better than the movie, and solely because of the fact the movie is so bad, and because it obviously wasn't as good as it should have been. Um, uh, I'm gonna have to read those books at some point because he's probably right about that. All right, let's see. Oh, hello. Okay, so let's try to get rid of some of these guys. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's the enforcer guy. You're too late. The mission's already done. She took care of it. Everything's gone according to my plan. I'm not paying attention to the mission. I'm sorry. I'm talking to you guys. You're too late. Mission's already done. So sorry. I'm not paying attention to this mission. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm not like actually playing the game. I heard about the Angel Halo part in the video game, and I think that's actually really cool that they included that in the G Saber game. By the way, if you haven't noticed with the PCA enforcer dude here, his silhouette reminds me a lot of the Gussa. Gussa. He's got that broad shoulder look. He's kind of how I expect the Gussa to actually fight. I'm not 100% sure if the game, but Sailor becomes the leader of New Char. Honor has to die though. You're talking about you're talking about that's a non-canonical manga that's like a parody. To show how the show that's the Earth, the clean house. Yeah, I think you're talking about Outer Gundam because um I need to I need to read that. From what I've heard about Outer Gundam, it's kind of like a hilarious parody because like Sayla is like the new Haman, which is kind of stupid. Uh, so I'm gonna have to maybe I'll talk about it now when it comes to the like we're getting really close with my videos to the ending of Gaia Gear. I'm not gonna spoil it, but for those of you who haven't listened to the actual radio drama, the ending can actually come off as a little bit jarring because it's very abrupt and it cuts things off at a very like weird spot. So in order to actually properly get a conclusion to the story, you kind of have to piece together some of the stuff from the books in order to get a true ending. Huge fan of Titans MS. My favorite Titans MS is probably um I'm gonna die, but um what's my favorite Titans mobile suit? I have a lot of favorite Titans mobile suits. There's some really good ones. Um I do like the Gap Plant, which that one's in Gaia Gear, but aside from that, I'd say like something like um hmm that's hard to say. I'd say like the Virulent. Virulent's really good. Virulent's a really solid machine. You like Barzam? Yeah, Barzam's fun. Barzam's a fun one. Um, just kind of the oddball of the group. He just kind of shows up out of nowhere as a grunt, and like you don't really understand why the hell is this guy here, but he's just here. Wound Ward is a good one. Wound Ward is a good one, but it's that one's also Advance of Zeta. So uh, if we're counting Advance of Zeta suits, my if we're counting Advance of Zeta suits, my favorite is the Hazenflay, the precursor to the Gabflay. Um, I like the blockiness. I like it. Like it has technically the same silhouette as the like general silhouette as the Gabflay, but it but I like it that it's all Advance of Zeta. It's all Hazel parts. Yeah, Advance of Zeta is really good, but they just keep adding more freaking variants. It's like, when is it ever gonna end? Because we got the Advanced Zeta stuff. We also got the reboot stuff as well, like with Rezion and stuff. So like, it's kind of getting out of hand. I want I want some more variants of the stuff for like Gaia gear, but we'll never get those. But um we can always get something else. Like what I would like some stuff that just like I would like some more mobile suits that sort of expand on the um the uh the double Zeta era, like specifically like stuff not like more late AUG stuff. I feel I feel for Kakarot with the Barzam. Yes, I also watch Kakarot. I like his lore videos. His lore videos are fantastic. They're very good. Um, However, he does. I do find that he always tends to cover just Advance of Zeta, which is important, but it's also like It's like he always sticks to that one era, which I feel like he you could expand on some more stuff besides that. Overon? Oh, you mean like Valpurgis? So I so Valpurgis Valpurgis is interesting because I need to finish reading it. But it's I find it very intriguing entry just because of like the stuff that like people have this very bad reputation, very bad like there's a little bit of a bad stigma with Valpurgis as a manga, just because people kind of got a bad impression at the start because they didn't know how to treat it, whether it was canon or not. I think it's safe to treat it as canon because it's not actually like interfering with stuff. All right. So let's see. So so I'm getting very excited. Honestly, I'm more of a Xeon guy. I would honestly side with Xeon if I was in the UC. I'd be happy even in a camper. Um, honestly, same. Xeon is actually a very like good faction, but it depends on which leader you want because if you want like you have different kinds of leaders for Xeon. You have people from like Giran, Haman, but also good people like Maneva. Personally, I would side with Maneva's Xeon because at least she under like her side is more noble and it isn't seeking for mass genocide like the other two. Oh, by the way, Armor Core 6 lore short like LC is code for light cavalry, and HC is short for heavy cavalry. Okay, cool. Thank you. I kind of wondered what that was. I know what MT is. I know muscle tracer. I follow the new type ideology. Um, yeah, the new type ideology is very well founded. Um, how, Gaia Gear is very interesting because of how it treats the new type philosophy, especially when it comes to the Manhunters and Dargle, because Dargle's whole thing is like revert his a guy in the comments about the Manhunter coup part 11. um he was asking a question about the Manhunters and just how Dargle works. And um if so the way it it works with Dargle is that he is more of a like the whole new type ideology is what we call Kantalism in universe. That's the actual name for the ideology. Um, and um, what Dargle is practicing and what he's sort of like the ideology that he himself has bred um, on his own terms is essentially reverse Kantalism, not anti-Kantalism like how you see with factions like the Titans, but specifically reverse Kantalism. Because um, if you think about the new type ideology as a philosophy, in real life philosophies over time can develop their own counter uh, ideologies, their own like repression, repressed versions of them, because you have because the whole idea of Continentalism is that we'll go into space one day, we'll all become new types, and that is our destiny. Dargle's philosophy is um, now that we are in space, nothing has happened, and our destiny now should be us going back to Earth because everything that's come out of the new type ideology uh, has led to nothing but failures, in at least in the eyes of Dargle, and that's how his philosophy sort of works. I know Unicorn had that box with the agreement. Laplace's box, um, um, Laplace's box is now. I love Unicorn. It was my first experience, my first true experience with the UC timeline. Um, um, but the problem, so Laplace's box, um, now in the long scope of things, Laplace's box, when it was revealed, it didn't actually change a whole lot. But what it did do, it didn't it didn't free the space noids. But what it did was, its unveiling, at its core, brought stability between the core, uh, the core groups of Xeon and the Federation, because now they're starting to, because with its unveiling, they're starting to realize, oh shoot, we were all been doing this because of some lie. You know, maybe we should calm it down with the whole trying to destroy the Earth with asteroids and colonies thing. It could have prevented the 1 Year War, but unfortunately, history is messy, and the history of the UC could have been forever changed with that act, but unfortunately, it wasn't, and uh, things must go the way they are, because we got to make up for our mistakes. Um, the Federation, but you can't really blame the Federation for hiding it. It was the Vist Foundation for hiding it, because the whole problem with them the whole problem with the Plaza's box was that it was kept from the world, thanks to the collaboration between the Federation and uh, the Vist Foundation. At least the Vist Foundation in its early years, not of the Vist Foundation as we see it in Unicorn, but like how it was when Siam was young. Because Siam, when he got the Plus Monument and the charter, he was young and brash and stupid, and he said, "Hey, I have the contract. It's mine, and you have to listen to what I say. And you know, if you don't, I'll destroy it. That sort of thing." Um, and that's why the Federation and this foundation had to keep it secret, because if because they were being blackmailed. But Siam, as he got older, he realized the error in his ways. I think my head canon for the reason why Siam had a change of heart has to do with his son, because if you remember, Siam is Benager's great grandfather, not his grandfather, but his great grandfather, and um, Cardius is his father. So possibly, the generation in between Siam and Cardius's father, possibly he was the guy who was using the Laplace charter. The fact that this foundation was holding it secret, as he was using it more and more for nefarious reasons, and possibly that's the reason why the 1 Year War played out the way it did, with Laplace's box being hidden, is possibly because of his actions. That's at least my head canon for that, because Siam seems to be more of a you know, he wasn't, you know, evil or anything. He was just a person who was dumb when he was young. But then his children all started, you know, his children and his grandchildren all started messing with stuff. Plus, it didn't help Xeon that Shar wanted revenge. Well, Char's thing is his own thing. I feel because Laplace's box, like yes, it impacted a lot of stuff, but the whole reason Char wanted to, you know, the whole core reason why Char wanted to drop the asteroid was because he freaking hated Amuro and he hated everyone. And his whole quest to seek revenge for the zombies, that was solely just because of his parents. I'm very excited to get to the last couple episodes of GaiaGear. I'm gonna make I'm gonna have the finale. The final two episodes are actually gonna be one part, um, and it's gonna be a really long episode. Because the final two episodes are like put together are actually um like they flow really well as a singular video. Um, um, I'm also getting really excited to finish Man Machine Profiles. I have 3 episodes of Man Machine Profiles left to do. A two-parter on Gids Geese. Gids Geese is very important, and it's going to need 2 episodes to cover that. And a final episode, which is going to be a special one that I'm actually collaborating with another guy to do. I like the manga better than the movie. I like the New Gundam in the. Are you talking about the High New Gundam? Um, so I've been reading Beltorchika's Children. It, I find it really interesting because GaiaGear is technically set in the Beltorchika's Children like continuity. Still the high. I have the RG. The RG is beautiful. It's a beautiful model kit. I painted all the internals, all chrome and stuff, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Geiger is technically set in the Beltorchika's Children continuity, but the radio drama, the way it plays out, it's a lot treated a lot more like the anime continuity. So I technically consider it as part of the anime one, like this, like especially like specifically the radio drama, because the radio drama is like it's it's all voiced. It has audio. The whole story is told from beginning to end, and um, it's told. You know, it's told in a perspective that's more like the. Are there any Geiger kits? So okay, so sorry, I lost track of my thought. But Gaia Gear kits. Um, fun fact: Gaia Gear actually did have one real model kit. It back when back when the books were being released. It was a small, 1 to 2/20th scale 3 pack of 3 of the man machines from the story. They were just little tiny little static models. Um, they um, they're extremely hard to find. They're also really expensive these days for collectors. Um, but essentially, um, yeah, the model it was a 3 pack of little tiny mini models of the GaiaGear Alpha, the Zoran Soul, and a little Gussa, a little blue Gussa. Um, if you're wondering about like anything nowadays, there's actually um, it's not an actual Gaia Gear kit, but there is a third-party Kotobukiya model that is a direct reference to the Gaia Gear Alpha, and it's called the Garada Gear Beluga. You can look that up. It's a beautiful model kit. It's a very stylistic model, artistic rendering of the Gaia Gear Alpha, but the whole thing is the exact same guy. It has the same fighter mode. It has the same silhouette. It has the same colors. It has everything. It just doesn't have like the exact proportions and everything. It's but it's absolutely the alpha. I really want to get that model myself. It looks beautiful. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, yeah. If you want to look at that model up, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, my brother has. I don't collect Kotobukiya, but my brother has the Metal Gear Rex model, and when I watched him build it, it was like a beautiful kit. I'm gonna quit this mission. We're gonna play some easier ones just to fool around and gather some credits maybe. Replay mission. We're gonna we're just gonna play through Operation Wall Climber because I really like playing through this level. We're gonna change to double bazookas. Is the same brand that makes Zoids? Yes, they are the same brand that makes Zoids. I remember watching. I haven't watched Zoids in years. I used to love it as a kid. I never had any of the toys though. But I remember watching that show a lot. Um, I need to rewatch it though. I haven't watched it in like I'd say like 20 years. Like I watched it when I was like 5. But I remember it was awesome. Um, we're gonna let's see here. Do you know that they make some armor core kits and some ace combat kits? Yes, I am aware that they do make armor core kits. Uh, you know, um, me getting into armor, like I haven't ever built any because I never got into the games of armor core until now. So I'll look into them maybe. But it's not like the armor core kits. I'm not super like super focused on wanting to get. All right. Okay. So I like replaying Operation Wall Climber because it's just a really fun level. I've already got A rank on it, but I really like it because it's just a really fun sandbox. You can also get a lot of credits for it. What Gundam? What Gundam do you think had the happiest ending? Um. Well, what what Gundam had the happiest ending? Like Unicorn had a pretty happy ending. Um. I'd say hmm. Now I think you think Endless Waltz. Yeah, Endless Waltz had a pretty good one. I haven't watched Endless Waltz in a long time though. Trying to think of any other happy endings. I mean, Witch from Mercury. Witch from Mercury had a pretty happy ending. You know, probably one of the happiest endings I've seen so far in a Gundam. But Witch from Mercury, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. The start of it was fantastic, but I feel like they kind of fumbled at the end a little bit. Just like it felt like there could have been there could have been more. Yeah, I've been watching. Actually, are you talking about the Channel Armor Core lore? Because I actually have been watching him. Just to just kind of listening to him in the background, just kind of learning about stuff. Not much of a fan of Witch from Mercury. It's like it's okay. The start of it was really good. I wanted it to be darker too. Me too. I really wanted it to be darker. Um, yeah, I found Witch from Mercury was a little too lighthearted for me. Yeah, the beginning was amazing. That prologue was fantastic. Like I was ready for that type of dark tone for the beginning because like that prologue set it up to be like holy shit. But yeah, the high school. Yeah, you're right. The high school stuff. The high school stuff was like kind of like um they they did the they I feel like they did the like I didn't really like the whole like dueling concept. The dueling stuff was kind of like overdone, I found. Like, the whole thing felt like the whole entire show felt like a tournament arc, which I don't really want for a Gundam series unless it's G Fighter. Yeah, I've really felt out of place. Well, that's one of the things I realized about Witch from Mercury. Um, it kind of has to do with how shows are made these days, because um, yeah, like the one thing I've been noticing about like Gundam stuff lately is that there's nothing being made by like a singular creator. Like you know what I mean? Like Tomino, he had he has a he's always had when he did his shows, he had a very clear vision with them. But Witch from Mercury felt like it was all written by committee. And whenever you write a story by committee, it's like it doesn't always have like the most it doesn't always have the most to offer. Like it always tries to appeal to everybody, and it's not really what Gundam it should be. It should be, it's always been a dark universe, and um and they've always and lately they've been kind of downplaying that. Yeah, it gives give us a prequel to IBO. I was honestly kind of hoping it was going to be a prequel to IBO because it could have been it could like if it was handled right, it could have been like really interesting to see like like it really felt like it like the whole aesthetic of of it felt like it was going to be like a whole setup to IBO sort of stuff, but it didn't play out, and it's like I don't know, it's just kind of a fizzled out. But that's why I stick with the UC because the UC is just so much better. It's just so concrete and it has like so many layers to it. You never really know who to side with. That's the kind of thing I like. Let's see. All right, let's go. All right, let's team up with Rusty. Let's take on the big freaking the block on treads. That's what I like to call this boss. Block on treads. Thunderbolt is really good. I'm completely up to date with Thunderbolt. I have every single book as actual book. Um and Thunderbolt just keeps blowing me away more and more. Um there is a little bit of a debate about like whether or not how people should treat it as when it comes to canon because of the stuff that's uh like what's it called um like how the like there's a lot of stuff in Thunderbolt that people have been debating for a long time whether or not it's canon because of like one the art style, the whole like there's a couple other things about like Xeon and the Federation that are kind of different than how they should be. Um personally like so far like it hasn't done a whole lot that's actually broken the canon. Yes, we saw the Zeta Gundam and the Gundam Mark II and all that stuff, all those Zeta suits, a little too early. But if you understand the context of why they're there, it makes a little bit of sense in the canon. We're just gonna fly above them. We're just gonna fly above them. This is what I like to do when I fight this guy. Just stay above him and just shoot rockets at the top from the top. It's just so easy to kill this guy. Just shoot him from the top. That's all you gotta do. Shoot him in the back and shoot him in the top. I'm all about the lore. You have to be in the UC timeline. I agree. It's hard for new people to jump in because the UC is massive. Yes. Now, actually, that reminds me of an interesting thing. One of my friends, he uh, he he's just getting into Gundam, and I gave him the whole rundown of how everything works, how all the timelines work. Um, and the UC timeline can be very, very intimidating for new people. But once you learn about the core story, the core series that you need to watch and movies you need to see, it's actually a very, very simple thing to watch. Because all you really have to do is watch the original Gundam, either the anime or the movies. My preference is the movies because those are the canon that we all agree on. Um, Stardust Memory, if you want to have some context going into Zeta Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam, Char's counterattack, and then you go from there. You go unicorn narrative. Hathaway especially is a good one to go after. And then you start building out into other stuff because um, the best way to tackle the UC is always attacking it at its heart. Because the best way to always deal with it is to deal with it from deal with it directly and deal with the core stuff before you start going into like mangas and side stories and all the expanded media and all that whatnot. Because once you understand the core story of Gundam, then you'll get everything else. Yes, Stardust is amazing. There are points in Stardust where it's kind of like it's um like nah, but Stardust is spectacular. It's very, very good entry. Um, but yeah, you kind of have to treat it as an optional thing when it comes to the core story because yes, it is animated. Yes, it is set in between the original and Zeta. Um, and yes, it does give you context to stuff, but there are times where you can think maybe you can technically also watch it after you watch Zeta Gundam because um, it also works really good as a prequel to Zeta Gundam, but also as a bit of context, and stuff. The music is really good. The music is really good in Stardust. Um, let's tack the. Let's go for. We're gonna fight the big guy again. We're gonna fight the big spider again. But yes, Stardust is very good. Um, yeah, it's I I actually fun fact, I actually have the DVDs of the original DVD of Stardust Memory. I found it at a little like thrift movie store, and it's it doesn't have the whole case, but I have the discs for it, which is very fun. It's very poor quality. Oh yeah, totally. It's absolutely just Top Gun. Like the whole story of it's basically just Top Gun, but Gundam. Top Gundam. Yeah, it always has that feel. It's definitely it definitely treats itself that way because it has the same soundtrack. It has that same attitude about it. It just has that general vibe that makes you think about that movie. All right, here we go. All right. Ow! I hate that. Oh, I'm dead. Question: did you like the goofiness of Double Zeta? Um. Well, okay. So when it comes to Double Zeta, I do like Double Zeta. It gets a little bit of a bad reputation because of of the comedy and stuff. It's also the start of it is a little hard to watch because you've if you're coming directly from Zeta Gundam, and it's very jarring with the tone shift. Um, but I'm okay with it. It's not super bad, but like it also it uh it um once you get to that halfway point, it's honestly a much easier watch because it treats itself way more seriously once you get to that halfway point. The goofiness is okay. It's not my favorite, but like I still like Double Zeta. I like it a lot actually. It has some of my favorite mech designs in the UC. Moon is kind of kind of Moon was kind of dumb, but I like how Moon Gundam has actually recontextualized it. I find that Moon Gundam has actually done a lot of good for Double Zeta. Because I like that I like that Moon helps reground the story. Moon Gundam was my very first build. Moon Gundam is a Moon Gundam. I have the model of Moon Gundam. I also have the Vargil, the P Bandai Vargil. Um, awesome, awesome models, both of them. Um, they are it's a beautiful high grade. For a high grade, it's like insane that they put so much detail into that. When Moon Gundam doesn't even have an anime. There's a big spider. Ow. Shoot it. I know UC Engage has the Moon Gundam, but it hasn't fully, animated the entire story. And it's only like the first part of it. Um the one thing I will say about Moon Gundam though, um so people I've noticed that like talking to other Gundam fans about Moon Gundam, they tend to have a lot of a negative impression on Moon Gundam because they feel like it's unicorn all over again. But what I see with Moon Gundam is a little bit of some potential for something interesting because it actually might reverse a lot of the stuff that like it'll be a reversal of Unicorn. Because if you think about it, in Moon Gundam, Maneva Zabi is in the story, and uh, you have Yuta, the pilot of the Moon Gundam. He doesn't show up in Unicorn, and Maneva is miserable. So I'm hoping that this guy, that the pilot of the Moon Gundam, gets like friggin' murdered, and that's why things suck for her, and why she's so miserable. Because honestly, that would make a lot of sense for her character. The reason why she's so apprehensive around Banagher, because Banagher reminds her a lot of Yuta. Oh man, it's gone. This is the part of the boss where he goes full Rafflesia on us. Yeah, he. Well, in the manga's not done yet. Moon Gundam is not done yet. Um, but yeah, um, it's getting close. It makes sense that Yuta's supposed to die in the end. No shit. It's going full Rafflesia on us. I don't care what you guys at Bandai Namco say. You just made it a Rafflesia and uh didn't, you know, didn't care, and I respect you for it. Got him. Got him. Um I had a really awesome um time with one of the recent Moon Gundam volumes, because they got into my favorite sequence in Moon Gundam is the sequence with Char when Char is interrogating Maneva, and Maneva uses her new type powers to straight up summon the ghosts of all of Char's dead friends to call him out on his bullshit. I thought it was like the best freaking scene to see Camille's like severed spirit just to freaking shit talk him for thinking about dropping a freaking asteroid onto Earth. D rank. Yeah, it's a really good sequence in Moon Gundam. Like I have screenshots of the pages because it's just like holy shit, that's awesome. Because Maneva like summoned the spirits of a bunch of dead people from Char's life to shit talk him about, how they all know that he's not doing the whole Axis thing for Xeon. Yes, Camille is kind of still alive, but what I liked with Moon Gundam, it gives us kind of like, at least my head canon gets a little bit of a understanding. It's like Camille's um consciousness um got like severed, like his spirit was severed from his body. That's what I like to think, because it makes sense to how his spirit shows up in Double Zeta the way it does. Um, he still kind of has a presence. But when you see him in his body, when you see his body, and moving around, he's freaking out during like the Dublin colony drop and stuff. Like, that is like he still has somewhat control over his body, but his consciousness isn't in there. Yeah, his new type powers are interesting. Um, uh, New type powers can be very interesting depending on the individual and how they use them. Because technically, new types all have the same like power set. It's just the way that their emotions have geared their gifts to use them. Because, for example, you have characters like Urian who are trying to influence Krishna the same way that Shirako tried to influence those around him, but um, he doesn't have that same understanding of people, so it causes like him not to have that level of control. Judo Judo is overpowered. I think Judo is a really overpowered new type. I must say, he he's probably one of the most powerful like new types who still is alive. Um, he's not the most powerful new type, I'd say though. I'd still say that the most powerful new type is Lala. Um, just because of the level that level of cosmic awareness with her is way more out there than Judo. Judo has just raw strength, whereas Lala is more geared towards wisdom. Um, I'd say who's another good one? Rita Burnell from Narrative is also a really powerful one, solely because of her ability to see the future. Um, um, uh, yeah, she's another really powerful one. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Let's get a new generator. I'm trying to get some cheaper parts just to unlock them. Pulse shield, pulse shield, laser cannon. Lala even connected with the clone of Shar from Unicorn. Okay, I have to make something very clear about Full Frontal. Okay, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of misconceptions about Full Frontal, and so I'm gonna break this to you now. Full Frontal is not a clone, like at least in the genetic sense. He's not like Afarachi, where he's created from his DNA. Um, so um, I originally was going to make I had a video a long time ago planned to talk about this, even before the GaiaGaiyus stuff, because the stuff with Full Frontal it gets very misconstrued by people, and um, yeah, there's um, people don't realize that he is not a true clone. Um, if you so I don't know if you know the context, but um, if you read, there's a manga. It's called Gundam Unicorn Episode Zero, and it was released afterwards to kind of act as like a prologue to Unicorn, where it just sort of explain some stuff and set up some things for the actual OVA. It was made after, but what it tells us is some very important things about full frontal. Um, Full frontal is not a genetic clone of Char. Um, Full frontal. Um, so what happened? We go. So let's dial the clock back all the way back to Char's counterattack, and um, we talk all about. We go all the way back to when Char and Amuro were pushing Axis. When full frontal, let's okay. So when Char and Amuro had their big final battle, and their new type powers resonated, all all the Jagans and Gyaradogas showed up. They all started pushing and stuff like that. When Char and Amuro died, Char and Amuro's souls were absorbed by the Psycho Frame, the Psycho Frames of the new Gundam and the Sazabi. For reasons unknown, Side 3, it's explained by the guys who by what's his name, Monahan Bakharov, the head of Side 3, in the Episode 3 manga, where Side 3 managed to get their hands on Char's Sazabi cockpit. We don't know what happened to the new Gundam, but we know what happened to the cockpit of Sazabi. And when they cracked open the cockpit of Sazabi, Char was dead. Like his body was not. His body was dead. But what they noticed was that the Psycho Frame of the Sazabi inside the cockpit of the Sazabi was still resonating, and it was resonating like in a pattern that mimicked Char's brain waves. And what they managed to discover was that if they took a piece of the Psycho Frame of the Sazabi out of the cockpit, they could infuse a cyber new type with a fragment of Char's soul. That is how Full Frontal was created. Full Frontal's body is actually the body of a physically augmented cyber new type who's had their mind completely wiped of everything and solely infused with the consciousness, the fragmented consciousness of Char himself. That is why Lala was able to contact him in Unicorn, because that is not his memory. Well, his memory, but like his actual soul. Because there's a big difference between the stuff you have with Full Frontal and the stuff you have with Afarachi. Because Afarachi is a different set of circumstances. Because Afarachi doesn't have Char's consciousness. He just has the memories. But Full Frontal actually has a fragment of Char's consciousness. That's why Full Frontal constantly refers to himself as a vessel throughout Unicorn. It's because he himself is a vessel that's holding this fragmented consciousness inside of his body. It's also why the Neo Zeon is technically a time machine, because the Neo Zeon, we see in Unicorn, the Neo Zeon and the Unicorn travel through time and space. The only way that technology was able to be created, the Psycho Shard tech, was solely because of what they discovered with Char's consciousness. Because only the consciousness of a dead person would be able to create a device that could travel through time. Because when you're a new type and when you are a consciousness that is, you know, free of this corporeal realm, you yourself are not bound by the laws of time. Thus, Full Frontal, who has the consciousness has the fragmented consciousness of Shar within him, is able to convey information for them to make a device that can actually harness and travel through time. It's explained in the episode zero manga that like it's not directly stated, but all the pieces are laid to bear that way. That you know that's how like it's all spoken in passing about what exactly happened to Shar, but that is what happened to him. You take all the pieces that are shown in that manga, and you put them all together. That is actually what happened to him. Um, but as for Afaranchi, he's a different scenario where my head canon for it, at least for how it works with him, is that like through the studying of the psycho frame and because psycho frame tech was outlawed and whatnot after Unicorn, um they weren't able to use the whole the full consciousness of Shar because Shar, um, when he met with Lala in the end of Unicorn, reunited with with his other halves. Doesn't mean that Amuro's Psycho Frame is out there and they added it in Gaia Gear. No, no. I think Amuro's Psycho Frame is. I don't like. I have a couple theories as to what happened with Amuro's Psycho Frame, but he's either somewhere in captivity or he's somewhere out there in the cosmos, just being free as a Gundam, a ghost inside a Gundam, much like the Phoenix. Um, but like I said though, um, my head canon for how Afarachi is different, and because he doesn't have the consciousness of Char, you know, trying to take him over because it never happens. He just has the memory flashes of what happened to Char in his life. What my head canon for that is when they when they studied the psycho frame and they after it was outlawed after Unicorn, um what they managed to harvest from that type of technology was just the memories of Shar. And over the decades, they analyzed the memories of Shar. They people like Miranda learned the story of Shar and realized that um, Shar was very flawed, and Char's story, like, was very tragic and unfortunate, and people idolized this man who wasn't exactly the perfect person. Um, and seeing and the fact that um that Afarachi in Afarachi's case they created a clone who's meant to correct the flaws of Shar with a new individual, one who just has the memories to act as like a guidepost. You have a person who can look at the life of Shar and realize that um I need to I need to look at like these memories are what I need to avoid if I'm going to follow the same path as this man. Because yes, he's a genetic clone, but he's not like a copy. He's never been a copy. Oh, ow. So let's see. The so but yeah, if you're wondering, so he was meant to be, yeah, he was meant to be what Shark couldn't. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what Afarachi is. And Afarachi, you know, because his own nature, because like Afarachi, keep in mind Afarachi is also like in the story he's actually pretty young. He's like 19. So um because he because of how Afarachi was raised, he was raised on his island. He was, kept in seclusion, and he was surrounded by people who cared for him and loved him. Um, he he isn't an individual who is bound by things like vengeance, which is the biggest thing for Shar himself. Um, and because of his own nature as a good and kind-hearted and noble person, um, he um, and because of like the fact that he isn't Shar Aznable himself, and but still holds the title of being leader of the Space Noids. Essentially, he feels more like a son that Shar would have never had, because Shar and uh, one who was raised to be uh, more like Amuro, which is the ideal. He just like whenever you listen to his dialogue throughout the radio drama, he really sounds like he sounds like his own person, and he sounds like like this guy should be this guy is what if Shar had a son and that son was raised by Amuro. Like that's the kind of thing you get, and you get a very like you get a very Benager type of character with him, because he's his personality is very much got that 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 um that perfect thing. Sure did have, yes, but I think what here's the thing: if they analyzed the memories of Shar, if people like Miranda studied, if people studied like Miranda studied Shar's memories, they would have learned the actual story of Amuro too, because you know because of how impactful his Amuro's story actions were on him, and the fact that you know Amuro was a big impact on Shar Aznable's existence. um I think that served as a key point, like um and not just Amuro, but also people like Camille, because Camille also he was the protege that Shar wanted, but he he made all these mistakes that drove them apart, and also uh when Camille lost his mind, this that caused Shar to finally snap, because after he lost Camille, he felt like he had no more hope, because Camille was going to be the person to actually carry the torch for him, and he knew that Camille was going to be the one guy to actually. He felt like Camille was going to be the guy to rectify his mistakes, but that never happened. So thus you have uh Char's little clone son, his little clone boy, who's just he's just the goodest guy. He's just the best things you want in a leader. Maybe I'll play some multiplayer. I suck at multiplayer, but I'm gonna have some fun anyway. Search room. What if Char and Amuro's cycle frames fused? Can you imagine that he both. I wonder what would have happened if Char met Camille again after Double Zeta. Um, that would have been interesting. Um, okay, so as to answer the first question, my personal belief, like Amuro's consciousness shows up. Amuro's spirit shows up as well in Gundam Unicorn. He shows up for like 2 seconds and he has one line. Um, and I like to believe that um, after after he saved the world from Axis, he was finally allowed to uh, um, finally be at peace with himself because um, like Amuro had been through a lot, and I feel like if they fused, you get something really messy. Um, Fob wouldn't allow it. Okay. You guys want to hear a really fun like concept I have for a story? So, um, so it's up for debate whether or not they're still going to do it. But we might still get it after the Hathaway movies. But there's talk about possibly doing a sequel to Unicorn. That sort of piggybacks off of narrative and Hathaway's ending, just kind of combining them together to to set up a sequel, like set like a they said that like I remember years ago when they announced that they might be doing it. They said that it was going to take place 1 year after Gundam Hathaway, and it was going to be 10 years after Unicorn. And my idea for a Unicorn sequel, it actually has a lot to do with Judo and Camille, because uh, you could have some really cool stuff with Camille coming back, because um, he's technically still alive. He's got a body, and it's being taken care of by Fa. But I'd like to see him be the guy who just kind of comes back to his senses and starts piloting again, and just comes back for one big final battle to kick ass. It would be really funny. It wouldn't be funny. It would be pretty freaking awesome. My theory is that like Judo was in Judo was in Crossbone. Judo's in Crossbone. He's also in a Victory Gundam side story manga. Um, we learn his whole story. But he went to Jupiter, right? He came back actually. If you read Crossbone Gundam, I believe it's Skullheart, Crossbone Gundam Skullheart. Um, he shows back. He shows back. He shows up again, and he's much older now, and he's kind of like this grizzled old grizzled old kook with a busted up double zeta as his favorite little jalopy of a mobile suit. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to put this on hold for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna be right back. I have to get some food quickly, so I'm gonna start up the stream in about like half an hour. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.